And welcome back to another MMS 2017 speaker interview. And today I am joined by MMS 2017 speaker and co-founder of Pint Software, Phil Wilcok. Hey, Phil.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, doing well today. So, like I mentioned, you're going to be a speaker this year. You also are one of the co-founders of one of the MMS sponsors for 2017. So why don't you just take a quick moment, tell us who you are, who Pint Software is, and then we'll talk about your sessions.
Sure. So we are going to be sponsoring the Brewery Tour, which is very apt given the name of the company, obviously. We are based out of London and Gothenburg, and we make solutions, config manager and beyond, specifically around content delivery. And this is going to be our third expedition to MMS. So we're very excited to be there.
Very cool. Yep. And thank you again for sponsoring the Brewery Tour. I believe it's at the Surly Brewing Company up in Minnesota. It's always a fun trip. As of right now, it looks like it might be sold out, but if you have some friends that are going, you could potentially join them for dinner afterwards. But the tour itself is sold out at the moment. It's always one of the things. I think it's one of the, call it a session, if you will, that sells out very early, but it's always a fun event.
It does.
Yeah.
But I believe that you can come along to the brewery if you just want to come along and have a beer.
Just hang out. You don't get the full backroom tour experience, but if you just want to have a beer with everyone, you can do that as well. Sure. So let's talk about your sessions. So I'm looking at your list of sessions here. Sounds like some interesting stuff. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the sessions are? I feel like this kind of has some representation of what 2 Point does as well. Would that be a correct statement?
That would be correct. What we like to try and do with our sessions is to we don't really focus on what we do, so we're trying to get people to use the technologies that come out of the box. And we've done the same kind of thing for a couple of years now, but this year there's actually tons of new stuff to talk about with peer caching config manager, with delivery optimization in Windows 10. So it's going to be really packed content-wise. The sessions, tons of demos, and we've got some nice little freebies to give away.
Oh.
So looking forward to it.
Could you, I'm curious, could you tell me, it sounds like we're having a return of the Wall of Fire. Could you tell us what the Wall of Fire is?
So the Wall of Fire goes back to, I think, a TechEd keynote some years ago, where they built a ton of machines live on stage. So it's kind of a retro reference to that. And what we're going to attempt, which is going to be quite hairy, is to build 100 machines over a WAN. Potentially, I think it's going to be from the cloud. So because we've been working on some cool stuff, getting MDT working in the cloud, hooking it up with the iPixie open source bootloader. So we're going to tie all of that together in a massive kind of OSD demonstration of what you can do with these technologies out of the box. If it works, it'll be epic. If it doesn't, you'll still be able to take away some cool stuff to play with.
Okay, very cool. I think it sounds very interesting. It sounds like you're touching on a lot of the newest features, especially kind of on the, maybe call it peer-to-peer or content delivery side of Config Manager, some of the latest and greatest. So it sounds really cool. And like you said, free goodies in the session are always a plus. So Phil, I feel like we're just getting started, but you know what? We like to keep these very short and sweet. So again, sounds like great sessions. Pretty excited for them. And we'll be seeing you and the whole 2 Pint crew over at MMS this year.
Thanks very much, Lee. We'll see you there.
All right. Thanks a lot.